What's up, everyone? How you guys, gals doing? Welcome to the show, Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem time, baby. Later on, we have China Doll coming up in the house, 24/7 of rock and roll happening over on MotorcycleMadhouse.com. Today, we're going to be talking about the as they're calling it, gunfight in Kansas. And also, yes, it is confirmed, Jersey, who was a guest on this show, we might have not seen eye to eye. He's dead. He died. And we're going to tell you why. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions surrounding that. I know we were going to go into some educational mode today, but I am doing some research, man. Research. I want to know what I'm talking about when I talk to all of you about the Aussie bikie laws and trying to get all the clubs understanding, come together, or it's not going to be a good thing. So let's first go to, let's see here, Jersey. And there's a couple of reports here of what went down. This one from local accident reports. And a lot of people the rumors were running around rampant, and it was a motorcycle accident. If you don't know who Jersey is, he was mostly on TikTok and stuff. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago. And here we go out of Richmond, Virginia. Daniel Hubin loses life in motorcycle crash on Hall Street Road near Linwood Avenue. Our thoughts go out to his family. And he was only 34 years old. Really young right there. Regardless of what you thought of him, nobody deserves to die like this. The Richmond Police Department responded to the scene of a motorcycle accident that took place on Friday morning. It just passed, that claimed one person's life. At around 6:30 a.m. on May 19th, the police and firefighters were notified that a crash occurred on Hall Street Road. Reports from the authorities that a motorcyclist was involved in a collision with another vehicle. 5500 block of the roadway near Linwood Avenue. The motorcyclist was identified again as 35-year-old Daniel Hubin. He suffered fatal injuries in the crash. He was pronounced deceased on the scene. And again, they offered their condolences to the family, as well as Insane Throttle does. A little more information out of 6 News Richmond on this one. And they say authorities have released the name of a man killed in a motorcycle crash. They go over it. It was about 6:25 a.m. And when officers arrived, they found the motorcycle driver. They always screwed up with driver instead of rider. 35 years old. Wow, it is 35. Daniel, he was down and unresponsive. Police said he was pronounced dead at the scene. And then it goes on to say at least the driver of the sedan remained at the scene. Investigators determined the collision occurred in the westbound lanes. The RPD crash team conducted interviews, took measurements, and are still investigating the circumstances of the collision. You know what? It's really weird having somebody on your show and a couple weeks later something like this happens. It's just unimaginable for the family of Jersey, and how the rumors went just so rampant. And I was like, man, the internet takes on a whole life of its own when something like this happens. Everybody starts speculating because maybe what he said on TikTok, on our show, the whole 9 yards. But wow, you got to find out the facts before you go crazy, man. Go crazy. So it seems like they do have the driver on scene. I know they wanted Crime Stoppers, if you had any information on that, to give them a call. So again, real weird, man. For somebody, you know, especially myself and Marco, to have somebody on like that. And yeah, me and him went back and forth. Then you had another guy on, and everything just blew up. He was a former Pagan and another club. I forget their name, so I'm not going to even get it wrong, wrong on that one. But I think it was the Dirty Ones. Anyway, we're going to go to our main story right here today. And again, we'll be talking, I'm trying still to figure out how to put it in between the biker news and educating and all that good stuff. But this is the kind of stuff you don't want to see. And this happened, they just posted it May 20th on the jcpost.com. Mother's Day bar gunfight involved Kansas Motorcycle Club. Then, of course, they have pictures, a lot of pictures in this. It goes on to say Shawnee County law enforcement authorities continue investigating a gunfight near a bar early on Mother's Day that sent a victim to the hospital. Friday, the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office released additional details on their investigation. They've been doing that for a while now. Just after 2:15 a.m. May 14th, deputies with the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office responded to a call of multiple gunshots. Been having a lot of that lately, haven't we? Multiple gunshots in the parking lot of Victoria's Bar. When law enforcement arrived, they discovered that a 41-year-old man subject had engaged in a verbal altercation in the parking lot with a group of individuals associated with the Hell's Lovers Motorcycle Club. Then, of course, a couple of shots were fired. And during the shooting, a vehicle that was arriving at the business to pick up an employee was also fired upon. The driver of the vehicle was a 35-year-old man. He was struck multiple times by gunfire, but he did manage to flee the scene. The vehicle was located a short time later, and the driver was transported to a local hospital where he was treated. Now, in addition, at the time of the shooting, a separate individual that had not been inside the bar and not involved was sitting in his vehicle in a business parking lot when the shooting began. That individual then exited his vehicle with a firearm, why he would do that, and also began shooting at the vehicle that was ultimately located by law enforcement in the 4500 block of Topeka Boulevard. He was also taken into custody. So, I don't know. Anyway, requested charges of aggravated assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and criminal discharge of the firearm. And then they got who's all being held and all that good stuff with this. But yeah, it seems like a lot of these gunfights have been making it in the news, don't it? And I think it's very important with everything that we're going to be discussing coming up about the anti-bikie laws that are going on in Australia and a lot of the gang task force type of stuff that's going on here in the United States, is to show everybody why this is bad. Why people call clubs gangs. Again, you have to recognize a problem before you can find a solution. And I truly hope that it's not going to be a busy summer for us at Insane Throttle. But the way stuff is starting out, it seems like that's going to be the case. And that's not good for anybody. Anybody. So hopefully people will be tuning in for that series that I'm going to be doing. Don't forget, we're going to the second half of the show right now with China Dow. Boy, we have some good stuff coming up on that one, especially members only we're going to be talking about. Anyway, we'll see you over on the other end, baby. Rock on.
Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. The Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show now streaming over on Rumble and YouTube Monday through Friday at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or some wacky tobacco and sit back and bust a gut. Subscribe to China Doll's Viper Pit to get your dose of the world according to China Doll. Real and honest opinions on what's happening in the world today. Join the Queen Viper and take a walk on the wild side of life on China Doll Viper Pit on YouTube.